In this second edition, we at the Pagan Place welcome our guest, Troy Chenier. Troy will regale us with memories of music class rejection, delve into his thoughts of love, good people, and good tunes. So sit back, sip your poison, and enjoy the ride. I'm Kalen Capson, and these are the Pagan Place Sessions.
Many times I've tried to just kind of walk away and not do it, but it seems to be this thing that is just a part of me. I guess physically the feeling of doing it is a phenomenal thing. And it was actually Brent Mason, recently a conversation with him that just made me realize, just the doing of it is really enough. It really is, you know what I mean? That just to enjoy the getting together with a few people and having it happen is enough. Or sitting on your couch and kind of writing a song or playing your favorite song. That's it. That's enough. That really is, like everything from just like passing the time to absolute rapture, has been things that have happened to me while playing music. And sometimes it made me some money. Sometimes it, probably has made me acquaintances and given me opportunities. So, I certainly wouldn't say that hasn't been a good part.
How old were you when you started? Not necessarily when you started playing guitar, but you started making music.
My parents sent us to keyboard lessons, and we went for a number of weeks. And the last week we went, the keyboard instructor, he actually gave us back the check that my mom wrote for him and said, "I don't want you kids coming to my keyboard lessons because you don't listen. You do not want to do this. Go away." And we had to go home with my mother's check and give it to her and be like, "Mom doesn't want to teach us anymore because we're jerks." And anyway, so that was really my first initiation to playing an instrument in any capacity whatsoever. But of course, later down the road, I started just picking up the drums actually, and just really loved it, and began essentially playing in original bands. And when I started playing guitar, I've learned a couple Nirvana riffs maybe or something like that, but mostly it became about writing music, and always was really for me, and sort of expressing myself. I don't know, it was always that for me. It was always kind of doing my own thing. So that's sort of when it started happening, and that was when I was like probably 14 or 15. Yeah, I took some drum lessons, which I really enjoyed actually. I really enjoyed the drum lessons. And I'm glad I took them because, I learned my rudiments and stuff, which has been phenomenally helpful in playing other instruments, especially the piano that I've kind of gotten into later on. And yeah, these are just going on to an album now, so they've never really been named so much. So they're not entirely named, but Heaven Take Me Home, I guess, would be the first one. Bit of a blues-inspired sort of guy, and I always do actually write words with, a pretty distinct meaning. Well, not always, but pretty much most of the time. And that one is the idea of and I'm a pretty heady guy, I think, when it comes to writing lyrics. So that one is essentially about on the day you die, taking a trip back home. And, hovering over the people and the friends that you love one time before you're lifted up. The sort of main points delivered in one of the lyrics is a soul, as if we start as a soul, sheds its skin, as if our skin is just, a suit that we're wearing. A soul sheds its skin for relief of the physical world that we live in, to find out just how bright it shines, as if we're reminded of who we truly are. Just a thought.
make a home. Long are the nights we've drawn, lost in each step we've come. Hid in this mortal bond, watch to see how bright it shines again. Cross on our backs for sure, last ditch of who we are, flows like a waterfall on my way to heaven. Take me where I'll know my friends, 'cause they're the ones get me by. Lifted on up a soul, sheds its skin for release. Find out just how bright it shines. Oh, da 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 da. Oh, da 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 da. Oh, da 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 da. On my way to heaven, take me home.
Endpoint for you? Do you think there's an endpoint, or are you going to keep going and keep doing what's thrown at you, or is there a point you want to be like?
No, not anymore. Not anymore. Hell no. I like it's just, it comes down to the doing, and sometimes I don't feel like doing it for a while. Sometimes, like I said, I've tried to entirely stop. Sometimes I have stopped, but can't seem to stop for too long, to be honest. It's the one thing that when there's nothing else to do, it's what I do. For as much as I take trying to deliver a message to the world with a grain of salt, because it's a big world and there's been lots of messages and all that sort of thing. Sometimes I do feel like I have a message I want to get out there, or at least get outside of myself. So I keep doing that, and I think I'll probably keep doing that till the day I die. And music seems to be my vehicle, and it seems to be the one that gives me some sort of catharsis anyway. I guess serves its purpose, and till the day it stops serving its purpose, I guess I'll probably be doing it. Now, as far as releasing it, it's kind of weird. Like, releasing music has always been kind of a strange thing for me, because I've had people that have come to me and have, taken it in and have said, like I've even had people say, from like, man, like your stuff has stayed with me, or this, or I feel this way about it, to people who have said, it's changed my life. And it's pretty awesome, but it's also at the same time like kind of a bit of a burden. And the very first time I ever released music, I was absolutely terrified. I was absolutely terrified of putting it out there, because it comes from a very sort of sincere place for me, and I've tried to battle that throughout my days, and even in like interviews I've done in the past, I've tried to be the Joker or something else, but in reality, I know that when I'm making music, it is something that is meaningful to me, and something that I do put a message into, and it's kind of scary for me, to be honest. So releasing music is kind of a weird thing for me, but I'll always make it. And I'll always share with people that I care about. And once in a while, I might even share it with the world.
Do you think getting older has changed, not just you, obviously it would have, but like your music, or even your outlook on music?
I think I've been personally lucky, because like it's actually like my music has gotten good. I feel like I think that I wonder if having the fortune of success and all those things might, tamper with the sincerity and tamper with the ability for it to get better and better and better. And I honestly think that the fact that I've kept it kind of close to the chest and done it in the way that I have, I think that the getting older thing has done nothing but made it better. And made it better for me too, because I really don't give a shit what anyone thinks of it at all anymore. I really don't, and I used to, and I think most people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and there was nothing wrong with me feeling that way, but I mean, now I really, really don't, and I think age, if nothing else, it's made me, really open to myself, and I think, where my music is a sincere thing, it's done nothing but make it better. And I mean, my fingers are much, much more capable than they were 10 years ago. And I can put the guitar down for 6 months and I pick it back up and it's still there. So I think age for me personally has done nothing but good. I didn't think that would be the case, to be honest. 10 years ago, I was terrified of being this person that I am right now. I really was. But now that I'm here, I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty good. I like this, That's the reality of it.
I think that's the way age goes for anyone who's open to it. There's a lot of people that resist it.
No.
They try to stay young, and I think in that, they become disconnected from themselves. So it makes sense that if you're comfortable, you're growing in comfort with it, you're becoming more connected with yourself.
It's funny how, the things that you're terrified of in your 20s, do you feel that once you're there and those terrifying things start to happen, you're just like, I really don't give a shit?
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ourselves up in one moment of space and time. Good Lord sits at the mortal coil and picks us off without any afterthought. And the good book can't tell me why. The Holy Ghost, he won't tell me why. This song, it won't tell me why. I'm stuck in this life. Piece this puzzle discreet, circling the emptiness. Then once it's complete, we need to fuck it up and put it back into the box. And these puzzles, they can't tell me why. When finished, they can't tell me why. I call the toll-free line. Got no reply. To glimpse the circle of life is a reward to the curious minds, and all of her shadows speak to my sorrows, and that's fine. It gives us a place that we can hide and be somebody wild. Be somebody wild just for a little while. To all the souls who've misbehaved, it's all the same when they put us in our graves. So come on, Virginia, don't make me wait. You Catholic girls start much too late, and sooner or later it all comes down to fate. And I might as well be the one, 'cause only the good die young. picks us off without any afterthought, and the good book can't tell me why. The Holy Ghost, he won't tell me why. In this song, it won't tell you why. We're stuck in this lie.
Again, I'm kind of a heady guy, and one of the things that I always found interesting was sort of the gift that the Buddha, gave to the universe. Was sort of his message was sort of that we're on this wheel of life, right? And we seemingly have no control over it, and enlightenment is in essence the surrender of your concern with that. And out of that, I sort of realized the truth that, like, nobody knows why we're here. Like, nobody. Not even the gods. Essentially, like, does God wonder why am I God? Maybe not. We don't know. Does an ant wonder why they're here? I don't know. But that song essentially came out of that. And I sort of came up with the metaphor of the puzzle. As we go through our lives, it's like we spill a puzzle onto the table and we do it. And then when we see it completely, it doesn't really tell us any more than the picture that we're looking at. And when it is done, we need to fuck it up and throw it back in the box. Because, there's no real message. It's just a picture. That one will probably stick. Third one is called Shut. And I don't know if it's trite, but it's a song essentially about letting go. It's 3 verses, no real chorus, just 3 ideas. And I always have this imagery in my head of sort of the cavemen that are just kind of rumbling through things, and when there's blight and when there's this and when there's that, and you just kind of move through it. Those who survive. That's that one, and it's called Shut.
Is there anything that you just want to say?
I mean, if anyone's listening to this, I suppose, who has heard me in the past or participated in any way whatsoever, I guess I would like to say thanks. I've had a lot of really great times playing music, and in the end, I don't have a bad thing to say about anybody, and I have much love for all the people that have helped me.
Sometimes it rains, winter calls. We find caves with torn skins. Fall a bite, less is lost. If we face the night, the gift is day. Of everything that be beneath the ground, would it be a bitter sight? Or lift the pain? take it. All these days we've been given, and I'll hold them dear. And if from the beginning we've been at war, and our facade light will burn that fear. And the dark reveals truth of letting go. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Let me show you how I love you so. I was so blind to let you go, baby. Won't you